Like my I won't take that. You get notifications? I said notifications.
Notifications on all your freaking thingies.
That's great.
All
Okay, I'm gonna put
6
this
of them
here.
went out.
All 6. Oh, geez. I'm just going to. Let me see if that helps. And just keep sliding. Okay. I think. Hello. I'm trying to make sure I can see. Wait.
Are you leaving Facebook open?
Yeah, I was going to try so I can see if I can view all the comments. But hi, Tiff. How are you? I think that's good. So you see how it just says like, it doesn't like, I see Tiff's name, but hello sunshine, I can't see her name. And show just means to blast it on the on the screen.
You don't have to though.
But good evening. Long time no talk. Long time. We're gonna get started chatting in a little bit. Sorry, I was like focused down here trying to make sure. I don't know. Sometimes I can see, like, for example, you, Tiff, I can see your name pop up. So I'm like, oh yeah, I can see Tiff. But then whoever said hello sunshine, it just says Facebook user. So I'm like, wait, I want to see their names because I'm familiar and, you know, cool with most of you. So I want to see your names. Okay. So welcome to, I guess, episode 2 of Bloomed Babes Babble. We're going to be talking about pricing today. This is one of the biggies, I think, pricing. And it changes all the time. So I think it's good that we'll have like a transparent talk about it while I'm still painting this. I feel like with this, I'm going to end up putting like real flowers. I tried it out. I don't know what I did with them, but not real flowers, but like, you know, artificial flowers, like poking it through her hair. But I'm going to still continue to paint some of them. So it's like both. I wish I had the flowers so I could show you. I don't know what to do with them. So let's start with a question so that we can get people talking. So whoever is watching, what is your best and worst purchase as an artist or creator or crafter? What would be your best and worst purchase? I can go first. Well, I know my worst purchase. Right now, I would say it's my worst. Well, maybe I should have, let me see, I may have to block this out and wait. Let's see. So my worst purchase, I bought, I don't even know the real name for it. I guess that's that's a sign. The circular saws that you like can saw through wood and stuff with. I bought I'm in a condo, by the way, but I bought one of those expecting my husband to go on the patio and saw through some wood in any shape I wanted. So I bought him that, and I bought him that like as a backup plan for me buying, of course, my own wood because I have my favorite wood person. But I bought it as a backup, and you know, we hooked everything up watched a couple videos, and then went out to try it on the patio. It was a fail. We could hardly get through like 5 inches of the wood. Now I do want to learn eventually how to cut like at least basic cuts for like making my own canvases, but that wasn't it. That was not a good purchase. Not right now. Um, where is my? Let me put this over here. So, my best purchase. As much as I don't get along with it, probably my Cricut. Um, Me and the Cricut don't get along too well, but honestly, that was probably a really good purchase. I use it really frequently, especially with like when people want like monogrammed things or certain images. I'm gonna be using it for a canvas soon, so that's probably a good purchase. I don't get along with that machine though. We just don't click. Maybe I have to try the Silhouette because I've heard good things about Silhouette, but we do not click. Anywho, we are going to jump in. So with pricing, I know for me that's always been like a struggle. More so because when it comes to pricing as a business, I feel like you have to take away some of your emotion. And I'm a very emotional person. So that was my hardest thing, is like removing the emotion from my like thinking process when I'm coming up with pricing, and like basically just pricing based off of my time, my skill, materials, that kind of thing. So when I started, I definitely made like some huge mistakes, but when I started, I honestly was pricing everything at like a flat rate. So like you would be able to buy a letter, regardless of the size, at like the same price, which hindsight definitely that definitely was not a good idea. So I'm curious to know if anyone else prices based off of like flat rate pricing, or if you give yourself like an hourly rate, or something like that, because I know everyone kind of prices differently. I think it also depends on your products that you sell, because maybe that works for like stickers or like bookmarks or something. That's the only thing I can kind of think of that you can price the same, or candles, unless they're, no, you probably wouldn't want to price it the same. I'm curious to know. Let's see. So yeah, I was pricing things with emotion. So like if someone were to say like, oh, that's a little too high right now, or I just had to pay this for my child and I can't do that, I would like make up a discount or alter the price so that they would be able to get it. And of course, it's not like completely horrible, but in a business mindset, it is. Because as people say, your price is your price. So that was definitely a learning lesson. I had to do that a couple times. So try not to price with emotion. Um, you just have to put your boss face on, and like you have to make some boss decisions when it comes to like pricing and sticking to your price, being comfortable to stick to your price. I'm trying to make this rose, and I feel like I have to do like something. I need a different brush. So let me see. It's coming up like really bright on the screen, but it's not that bright. It's not that bright. What else? Yeah, and also like I feel like when you fall in love with a piece, like maybe you like, I finished this canvas and I'm like, oh my God, I love this so much. I feel like the best thing that you should do, especially if you love if you love a piece and you want to keep it for a while, up your price a little bit for that piece. Especially if it has some meaning. I feel like when you do that, especially for freestyle pieces, of course not like custom stuff, but if you're freestyling something, and maybe it has more meaning for you, I think it would be okay to use emotion, but not like overall with every item. Hey Jay, how are you? You made it. So what else? We're talking about pricing. Um, I looked up because I wanted to see what, like, typically, like if you're looking up a new position and you Google it, and then the U.S. Department of Labor gives you an average that profession will take as salary. So for it said fine artist, so I'm like, I guess that means like gallery artist, but for fine artists, it said 24.58 an hour. I'm like, that's a little weird to have an hourly like price for an artist. I feel like, I mean, because what if I'm just like what if I can paint in like an hour? And so I'm only gonna I'm only gonna get 24 an hour. I guess that's how I thought of it. But I know for me, I have a rate, and then I usually multiply my rate by the total square inch of the product. So if I have something that's like 12 by 12, I do that 144 multiplied by my rate, and then that gives me like a ballpark of what I should be charging around, especially for resin. I think this works really well. And then like you would at your corporate job, I give myself a raise like once a year, maybe twice depending, but like usually just once a year. And that seems to work. That's worked for me the best. I got that idea from Jay. She before I was kind of not making up charges, but I didn't have a rhythm, so it always seemed like it was a headache every time I came out with a new product. I had to switch to my YouTube profile. I agree. They shouldn't have hourly prices. The price should be about the piece that is being made. Very good. Let me show that one. The price should be about the piece that is being made. Yeah. Like, you can always have, especially for custom pieces, I think people actually struggle a lot. Like you should have, especially for customs, like a base where you start at. So, like if you're selling bookmarks, you start at like, let's say $20 or let's say 10. And then if there are additional things that are being added to it, like glitter or I'm trying to think what else, like sequins or pearls or whatever, you're charging additional like 5 for those additives. So I think it should like work up there. Hey, I'm late, but here it's like at school. Hey, Jasmine. Resin purses. The purses, I started too low with the purses. At first I was starting, I thought I was going to go into like selling them in bulk. So I like initially I sold like 10 of them in bulk, like just plain purses for $7 a purse. But after I kind of created like that system where I knew I needed to charge more, now I have it starting at $75, and that's for both custom and all the purses that I have just like already made, ready to go. So everyone's different, because I seen on TikTok someone was charging she was charging 200 for her resin purses. So I think with hers though, she she had the little like plastic things on the side that keep your items in your purse. So she had those attached. And then she also lined the inside of the purse with like velvet or satin or something like that, something like kind of luxurious. So it added some value to it. And she sells them pretty frequently as I can see. So it just depends on like how you're able to market it, I think. Like for your custom letters, I know for a fact a 4-letter project will be priced the same as a 9-letter project. And like my mom says to me all the time, your knowledge and time costs as well. That's so true. The definitely like the time it took for everyone to kind of learn how resin works, to learn like what doesn't work, those like trials and errors, like those all should be taken into account. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Wouldn't be priced right. I charge $40. I think you're charging too low too. Um, so think about it. Like break the $40 down. So resin, let's think about like resin by itself, and we're gonna start with like one of the cheaper resins. So if you're using Amazing Clear Cast, like the little, not sample, but the smaller kit costs, I think, I want to say 30. I think it's 30 at Michael's. $30, right? So that's a bulk of your price already. So far with just buying the resin, you only have a $10 profit. So then think about the colors, the pigments that you use. So if you're like me and you use acrylic paints, one bottle of paint is like $3-4 from Michael's. So you're already adding up before you even added in your experience, your time, your skill. I definitely think you're charging too low. You can absolutely charge more. Like you have a luxury item, you're making purses from hand. Definitely up the price. And you don't have to give any kind of notification or anything, because that's just, no, I think you should up the price. Your purses are beautiful. And that's fine. I feel like once you kind of get into the rhythm of making them, and you realize like how much resin you need and how long it takes you, because I know I haven't made them in a while. Like I feel like I make them like once every month. So when I do make it, the first day is like the first initial pour. If I don't fill up the mold that first day, then I have to go back in for that second day. So that's 2 days. And then to adhere it to the frame, that's another day, letting it dry and letting it harden. So it's about 3 to 4 days. Yes, exactly. Yep, AJ. I think they should start at least 75. I wish I could like pull up the girl from TikTok that charges, I think she said she charges 200. And I mean, I'm not like downing her or anything, but they are like just usually one color purses, or sometimes there'll be multiple colors. But if you can charge that, and you'll have your audience, they'll find you. So it's like you can charge what your products are worth. But if you're just now starting out, I understand if you're not comfortable doing that yet, because you can always work up to it. Like I sold mine for $7. I don't think anyone has gotten lower than that. There's no way. It was an accident. I didn't do my math right. That was a lesson learned too. So yeah, definitely you have to, and like I think with that, yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. You have to charge your worth, and you have to be confident in like what you're making. So if you're not showing that you're confident in making this and that this is the best purse that anyone has ever seen, then no one's going to be willing to pay that price to buy it. I sold the purses for $7. I was like, you know how when you buy things on AliExpress and like when you buy multiple of the like a bulk of them, it's a lower price because you're buying so many. So I had that mentality in my head, and so I was like, okay. At the time, I think I was only charging like for regular purses with colors and stuff. Like I think I was charging about 45. So I was charging around where you were, Jasmine, and I was like, okay, well, she's buying them in bulk, so I shouldn't charge full price for all of them. I should lower the price. And I don't know why. I just felt like I had to lower it to that. And like once I did the math, and I was like, but I'd already told her the price, and I did the math, and I was like, oh my gosh, you did not. So I learned my lesson. Let's just say that. Um, I don't know if bulk, like buying in bulk is for me, or selling in bulk is for me. It's like resin, like the pieces that you make are so unique that it's hard to like get into that market. When I first started, I had a few um, like vendors, or I guess they would be considered vendors that wanted to purchase, like basically, I guess, buy custom purses from me and then sell it in their store. But there were so many like small print things that just did not add up or not didn't look right. So I definitely declined that. Not my virtual, but I know. Yeah, I've gotten much better though. Growth. It takes growth because that was when I started. So that was about 2 years ago. I've been in it for 2 years. Um, so yeah, for me for pricing now, I basically have my little rate, um, and I use that to guide me in whatever size I'm working on. So if there's like a huge piece, of course, like a 24 by 36 canvas like this is not going to go for the same price as a 12 by 12 because it's smaller. Um, but yeah, definitely, Jasmine, think about charging more soon. Um, Once you kind of get more comfortable, because it's not like extremely low. I've seen others charge some low prices, so it's not like extremely low, and you can tell like you're just probably doing it just to be more comfortable, because that's hard. Like learning to be comfortable with someone giving you money to do something that you like to do. Like I like doing art stuff, so I would do it regardless if you paid me or not. But to like change that mindset to like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and still charge this and still make it, so it's okay. Yeah, but there's like, I think there's a lot of things that go into pricing other than just like the product that you're making. Um, so you have to think about your materials, think about your experience, what you've learned so far. Like if you've learned um, that putting too much glitter or too much paint doesn't allow the resin to cure, then that's something that you learned that someone else didn't pick up. And so they could have made that mistake. So they're paying you so that you're not making that mistake. Um, yeah, so think about it. And how do you guys charge? Like, how do you charge for your stuff? Do you have like a small rate that you multiply, like by the size like me, or do you have something that's just like you just kind of thought of a price and just stuck with it? I think that's a good flower. I'm trying to like, I know I'm gonna change these flowers, but I still like want to make them look somewhat realistic. Like AJ, how did you come up with when you were pricing your mirrors? They're so pretty. Like would you add, like, did you have them upcharge if they were getting like like a lot of words, or like do you just have like a flat rate for that part? Okay, I'm trying to like get some depth in here. And Jasmine, what else are you making? I just realized I would be really scared to ship a mirror. You know, I started them a little low at the time because I just started making them. Okay, yeah. I feel like that's okay though. Like when you start out, it's okay to start lower as long as you eventually, you know, like raise the price. If not for the skills that you've learned, like for inflation, like price of shipping and everything is just increasing. So at some, like, you got to raise the price a little bit. But I was so happy when I seen your bling purses and they were charged, like you were pricing it like perfect. Like I was like, please, I hope she's not pricing it like too low, especially when there's like so much that goes into each one. But I was so happy to see that you were pricing it like the perfect price. Keychains, ashtrays, rolling trays. Okay. So you're doing a lot. Definitely. So you're getting the experience because you're doing different products. So be ready for that. And then after I got the gist of the lights, because they were kicking my ass, I still haven't put lights in anything because I just know, and I'm gonna be really mad if I try to put it in a pyramid and it ruins it. I raise the price a bit more, as you should. Yep. Have you had any arrive to the customer broken, like the mirrors, or do you like package them super well? You're probably better than me. I get so scared. I'll just be like, I'm gonna let UPS do it because I'm scared. After I had those trays that arrived broken, I just nope, not no more. I can't do keychains. I really have tried. I think my fingers are too big. Right now, I'm just testing things out to see what I want to focus on. I think that's my thing too. Is I have this thing in my head where, like, you know how there's certain artists, you know, like, oh, she makes this or she makes this. Like they have that one thing that they're like they do all the time. That's my biggest, like, I'm still trying to overcome that. Like I feel like I'm supposed to have one thing that I can just do. Like, oh, that's the girl that makes the trays, like that kind of thing. But I don't know what that is because I like doing a lot of things. And I was just telling my husband that because I'm like, well, maybe I should change my website and like take some things off. Maybe I'm offering too much. Like I want to be like known as the girl that does this, or you know, and I don't really know what that is yet. So it's a journey. It is. But pricing is a conversation I have between my mom and sister and I. I asked them if they were the customer, how much would they pay? Oh, that's a good way to figure out a pricing. How much would they pay? And you guys discuss it. That's a good way. Yeah, probably asking friends too. Um, all my friends buy my stuff like as if they're a customer. They don't have to, but they do. So that's a good way to kind of get an idea of like that's a good price for it. I also go on, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I go on Etsy. Like if I'm offering something new, I'll go on Etsy and see what like the average prices of those things, and then kind of like that's my base. And then if my math is mathing where it adds up to the same thing, then I'll continue with it. because I don't want to be too high and the deck don't want to be too low. Exactly. I did that with I did the Etsy thing with the welcome boards because I was so lost. No one was offering them with resin. So I had to find like just how much people were charging for the regular ones on Etsy and then kind of like add my resin price to it. So, but having a conversation with someone like, how much would you pay? And then they're going to be honest with you. So that's a good way to know. Okay, I think I'm going to stop messing with it for right now. I have to let it dry. I'll do, should I do another pink one? Probably up here. So I have to move this down. I'm about to switch to have you on my phone. I get to move around. Okay, I'm gonna come up here. I don't know if you can see that. You can't. So, okay, there we go. Yeah, I think the main thing is confidence with the pricing. You're here. Having confidence to price whatever you feel is right, and not letting anyone like shake that, because people will try to shake it. I think what gives me more confidence though, like to charge whatever I need to charge, is like the payment plans that I have and like different payment options that I have. Because then it's like, okay, I am charging a good amount for this, but I have a way that you can pay for it and like still get it. That kind of gives me, oh, you still can't see confidence. Okay, now you can a little bit. So that's my little spiel about pricing. I feel like it's different for everyone, especially like what products. Like some people that don't even make resin products, like it'll be different for them if they're like selling stickers or like face products or something. It's going to be different for them. She's going to be mad at me for being late. Okay, you can blame me. I don't think she would yell at me. Hopefully. But yeah. Did you guys have any questions about pricing that maybe I can help? I'm trying to make this rose. I'm trying to let go of like making things look like perfect and just doing it. Just doing it. Another way you can probably get confidence with your whatever you choose to price things at is just when you have people that buy it at that price, because someone will buy it at the price. You just have to find that audience, your audience. Everyone has kind of like a different audience that is their target. So once you find that target audience, like I've noticed certain Facebook groups that I'm in are not, they don't involve my target audience. So like I try not to post in the groups too often, because you'll post in there and someone's like, oh, I'm interested. And then you tell me a price and they're like, oh no, you're charging way too much. So I'm like, oh, okay, you're just not my customer, and that's okay. So being okay with not, someone not wanting to pay that price, I guess that's also something that you have to learn to deal with. These roses look brighter on the screen than they do in real life. They don't look that bright. And let's see, what else about pricing? Shipping. Let's talk about shipping with pricing. I still struggle with that myself. Like I don't, because everything ranges. So like to ship, hey, how are you? To ship like a tray is cheaper, of course, than to ship like a large canvas. So um it's a little difficult for me to like have a flat rate, and then it's difficult for me to have like based on weight, because you have to like do things really meticulously with your website. I wanted to know where you get your boxes from. I get them from Uline. I think I posted a TikTok recently because I was initially getting them, like getting the insulated ones that had like the foam all stuck to them. And I had an epiphany. Not really. My best friend told me I should not be getting those. They were really pricey. They were like 25 a box, and you had to buy a minimum of 9. So yeah, it was about 200 something dollars every time. So yeah, that I don't get those anymore, but I do get they still have the fold over white boxes um, that don't have the foam. And those were about, I think, $2 a box, or a little less for the size I got. I got like an 18 by something. I'll get the details for you. But yeah, for those boxes, they're like $2 a box, so much better. Always make sure when you price your work to add shipping. Yeah. Yeah, it ate into my, it still does, I think. It eats into my profit. Because I don't know, I can't guess it. Like it's hard to guess it. So right now for my website, I have like I have a flat rate for shipping for orders under $200, and then orders over 200 are free shipping. So I don't mind paying shipping when they're like larger orders, because I can kind of put whatever money aside to do it. But most of the time I end up still paying out of pocket. So I need to find something that works. Because it's not necessarily, at least when I'm shipping through UPS, it's not necessarily about the weight. What I've learned, it's the size of the product that you're shipping, of course, and where it's going. But so once I figure out how to get that to work, yeah, it's so the boxes, and they also have on Uline, which is like kind of good for businesses, net 30, that allows you to you have 30 days to pay your balance. So you can order your products, and then you'll have 30 days to pay your balance, and it builds some business credit, so that's good too. So that's what I use. I don't ship like small pieces a lot. Um, so I think I purchased, I think their minimum was like 25 for this, the $2 boxes. I feel like I got just like the minimum. And I'm still working on it. I got that like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I do free shipping. However, I figured oh, okay. You add the price in before. Yeah, it's hard. That's the hard part. Like I still struggle. I'm just like, and sometimes I think I can guess the price. Like, you've been shipping things for a minute, so you're like, okay, it's just a letter, so this would probably be about like $15. And usually that's around the price that I pay for like letters and trays. But when I'm shipping like canvases and like my blessed sign, like that kind of stuff, I feel like there's no rhyme or reason, because it's you can't guess it unless you like do an estimator thing on UPS. But I don't want to do all that. I feel like it should just be a thing. So that's another biggie. That's good to like add in shipping with the price. I don't know how like I would do that. I'll have to figure that out. I'm telling you, it's the shipping. Like everything is good. It's just me and shipping. And I don't know. It probably makes it worse because I ship through UPS. So I know they're a little pricier. They're not as pricey as FedEx though, because I used to ship through FedEx. But UPS is a little bit on the pricier side. But I've had a really good experience with them. Like just about all of my orders have arrived successfully and safe. So I feel comfortable still using them, but definitely it's kicking my ass. Yeah. Every time I have to like ship through the post office, I'm instantly scared. Like I had to ship today through the post office because someone had their PO box connected, and I was like, because I just don't like. You see those videos on TikTok, and it shows you the different how the different carriers ship their stuff, and you see like post office like stepping on it. I get scared. I use Etsy, but Etsy charges for every. They charge for every. They charge for you to have a listing on there. I feel like that's so dumb. The only great thing for now is the shipping cost. Do they cover? I can't remember if they cover shipping. I've only shipped like 3 things through Etsy, and then I got my website. They charge for everything. I feel like with Etsy, you have to like upcharge a little bit because if not, you can't make. They do. They're tossing their box at the door, stepping on it, kicking it. I think in the scenario, Amazon had the best shipping, which they probably do. Um, and then it was FedEx, and then it was UPS, and then Post Office. And you could borrow against it. You can? Because I know, like with Etsy, they charge for you to have your item listed on the website. They charge for you to withdraw your profit or what you make. Yeah, Amazon has the best shipping, hands down. But I wish you could choose to have Amazon ship your orders. Like come to my house, get the item, and go ship it. So far, UPS has not let me down. I'm gonna try not to jinx it because I just shipped the blessed board, so we're gonna not jinx it. But they haven't done me wrong. Now FedEx, I had 2 trays broken. That I know they stepped on it, but I did have one UPS box, but I packed it really well. And my customer took a picture of the box. I wish I can upload it. It was a whole boot print on the box. Like someone literally put their foot on the box. Luckily, it was packed really well. I want to sell with Amazon, but they're confusing. They are. I didn't look into it as far as I probably should have. You should be able to do like Amazon affiliates. I think that's more geared at like if you have a YouTube channel and you're like, telling people what products that they should get to make whatever you're making. But I definitely, I know. She sent me a picture of the box and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She's like, but the item was perfect in there. So luckily it was packed really well, but they put a whole boot print on there. And I was like, y'all are petty. No people's stuff is in here. They don't care about fragile signs or whatever. But yeah, I haven't looked too far into selling on Amazon. It's kind of hard if you like. I mostly do customs, um, so I feel like it's kind of hard to like sell unless it's just ready-made like art, like stuff that's already done. But you can't really like offer customs through there. They don't care. That's what I thought. I'm like, I wonder if she had mirrors that broke with her trays before. It makes me so sad when the customer tells you something broke. You're just like, no. But how does that work, AJ? Because I know you like adhere them to the tray or to the mirror, like the base. So how you would have to replace the whole thing, right? This one is weird. Yeah, and they don't know. I don't think any carriers really care about like the fragile stuff. Like it's just they need to get it to where it needs to go. And hopefully you pack it well enough that it's going to be okay. I'm like, what is this? So shipping is one that we know. I honestly haven't seen anyone who just had like a good handle on shipping. Like I go to other artists' websites a lot because it gives me ideas on how to like organize mine and like how to charge or how to like say things, especially like looking at policies and stuff. I do that a lot. So I haven't seen anyone yet who has it like just a good handle on shipping as far as I can see. Um, since they sink into the resin, the mirror is easy to replace. Oh, that's good. Okay, good. At least you're not having to like come out with a new piece all the time, probably. You make something custom and becomes your baby. You can't make it again. I definitely mourned the pieces that broke, and I had to like completely replace them. Like I had trays that broke when I first started um, through FedEx, and I had to completely replace them because they were like broken in half. Um, I cried. I'm a baby. I definitely cried. I love those things. So if I can finish this, so I'm supposed to be still trying to submit to a gallery, but if I may try another, like I have an idea for a different canvas. So I don't know. I may submit this one, or I may take it with me to my art show next weekend. Shipping is cool, but I have to get my boxes together. I'm jealous of your packing game. It was so struggly before. It was so struggly before. I mean, for me, I know if I know I can't pack something, like I knew I could not pack that blessing board. Like I could, but I couldn't pack it where I was going to be confident and knowing was going to get to her safely. So I'm really cool with the UPS, the location that I go to, and they like know me by name. So they were like, "Oh no, we got it. We'll pack it for you." They did the same thing with my tables. So and they got there safely. So yeah, like right now, I think I practiced. I practiced and I kept recording myself and like, okay, maybe you shouldn't pack it like that, or you shouldn't wrap the bubble wrap around like that. So just sometimes you can start off small. Like the tissue paper I use is from Walmart. Crinkle paper that I use is from Uline. You can get like 10-pound box or bigger, 20 pounds, like it's just huge box for like really cheap. So just kind of for me, purchasing in bulk has helped. So I just have everything on hand and I can practice, wrap it. And if it's not wrapped right, take it out. Whatever is going to work for you. But um, yeah, I like when people like open it and they're like amazed at the packaging. That's like big for me. Because I know when I open stuff, if I'm just seeing like bubble wrap, I'm like, okay. I mean, I know they're going to toss it anyway, but at least you have the whole experience. So I have them send the whole thing back in the bag and I just knock the mirror pieces out and add a new mirror in it. But I did cry all the first few times it happened. I needed to pack the mirrors in 2 boxes instead of 1. Oh, okay. So like a box and a box probably, which also was another reason I raised the mirror price. Yep. Okay. That makes sense. I don't think a lot of people understand that part though. Like, I can't just send this to you in like a mailer from, Walmart. That's another thing though. I used to buy mailers at Walmart, like the little white mailers that they had. And so I would buy the mailer. That's why the trays broke. I would wrap the trays in bubble wrap, a lot of bubble wrap, and then put it inside of the mailer and then just ship it. So I got my new mailers from Uline now. That's what I use, those hot pink ones. So those have a stronger bubble wrap inside. So I wrap how I normally wrap. Sometimes I'll put like cardboard on the back of the tray, put it in that mailer, and then I put that mailer in a box. So sometimes like double packing is definitely more safe than just like throwing it into one. I want that. Yes. I'm still like, I feel like I'm still working on it. And when I have my own space, it'll be much easier for me to like have a section just to do that and to grow with my packaging. Cause I don't know. I like packaging. That's probably why I have so many like videos of me packaging on my TikTok. Need some water. But we're coming down to the last hour. So I will be ending the live soon, but I do want to let you guys know. Some people know her and some don't. I talk about her a lot because that's my buddy. Her name is Jasmine too, actually, but she goes by Jay. She's supposed to be on my next show. I'm going to confirm. But she's supposed to be on my next show, and we have a good topic that we're going to be talking about. And we're going to just be kind of babbling about it. And you don't want to miss that one. That one's going to be a really good one. So you'll have 2 Jasmines on here to chat your ear off. And she's like kind of new with TikTok, I would say. She's mastered Instagram already, but she's kind of new with TikTok. So maybe we'll try to go live like on TikTok too. Maybe that'll help. But I just knew I didn't want to like balance looking at this camera and then like looking at my phone. Like there's no way to get all of that into one. But hopefully that'll be the 4th. When is that Sunday? Wait, no, not the 4th. The 8th. Should be April 8th. Her TikTok, I'm gonna pull it up. I could type it. Oops. I did that right. Okay. Oh, it blasted it on all things. She's who I get my metallic pigments from. She does the metallics, like the gold and silver that I use. She does really good art, like resin art. So she's good for a good follow. Her IG is where she does most of her stuff. So I'm trying to get her into the TikTok stuff because I know once it's like TikTok, there's no rhyme or reason for anything. So it's hard to just like grow quickly I feel like you can with Instagram. Instagram is still hard for me. I don't know what it is, but it's still hard for me. But there's no like reason for anything on TikTok. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like you have to almost luck up sometimes. So, yep. So that will be for in the next 2 weeks. So April 8th, I'll make sure to post about it so everyone is aware. But thank you everyone for joining me again. Hopefully I'll be, well, I should be done actually by this next week. And I'll post it so you guys can see what it turned out, because all you're seeing is like the little clips of what it looks like now, but hopefully we'll have this done. Yay. Thank you, AJ. Thank you, everyone that joined today. And I hope you guys have a good evening. Bye.